The trading station orbited a forgotten moon, its corridors filled with the hum of alien commerce. Melissa sat cross-legged in the corner of the refugee processing center, her small hands folded in her lap. At 8 years old, she appeared fragile even by human standards, thin limbs, wide brown eyes that seemed too large for her face, and a quietness that the Zenthari officials mistook for weakness. Another human orphan, Administrator Krell clicked, his mandibles scraping together in what passed for disgust among his species. They breed like vermin, yet individually they're useless. No claws, no armor, pathetically slow. Melissa said nothing. She'd learned that lesson 3 stations ago. The attack came without warning. Pirates, a mixed crew of Vargoth raiders known for their brutality, breached the station's hull at 0400 hours. Alarms shrieked through the corridors as panicked aliens fled in every direction. The Zenthari guards, for all their chitinous armor and plasma rifles, broke ranks immediately. William found Melissa in the chaos. The human pilot was tall and broad-shouldered, his face scarred from a dozen border conflicts. He'd been passing through delivering supplies when the raiders struck. "Come on, kid," he said, scooping her up. "We need to move." They ran through the twisting passages, but the pirates were everywhere. A Vargoth warrior, 8 feet of muscle and rage, stepped into their path, blocking the corridor to the emergency pods. Its 4 arms held weapons that crackled with energy. William set Melissa down and stepped in front of her. "Stay behind me." The Vargoth laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "A human? You think you can stop me, soft flesh?" What happened next would be discussed in xenobiological circles for years. Melissa closed her eyes and whispered something. The station's environmental sensors detected it, a frequency, a pattern, something that bypassed conscious thought and reached into the primal coding that evolution had written into every Earth creature. From a ventilation shaft above, something responded. The honey badger dropped onto the Vargoth's shoulders with a snarl that echoed through the corridor. 20 pounds of fury and fearlessness, the creature had escaped from a biological research lab 2 decks down, but now it answered to something deeper than captivity. The Vargoth screamed. The honey badger's teeth found the gaps in the alien's exoskeleton with surgical precision. Claws raked across vulnerable sensory organs. The massive warrior stumbled backward, trying to shake off the creature that attacked with absolute, unwavering commitment to violence. "Good," Melissa whispered. "Protect." The honey badger intensified its assault. Other pirates came running, drawn by their comrades' screams. They found a nightmare, not because the honey badger was large, but because it refused to stop. It moved between targets with impossible determination, shrugging off plasma burns that would have killed most creatures twice its size. William stared in disbelief. "How are you? Humans evolved together," Melissa said softly, her eyes still closed. "All of us. Every Earth creature remembers. We just have to remind them." More animals came. Rats from the waste systems, birds from the station's hydroponics bay, even a station cat that had been lounging in the cargo area. They poured from every opening, responding to a call that transcended language. Not an army, but a swarm of Earth's children answering their eldest sibling's voice. The pirates retreated. They were warriors who feared nothing, except creatures that wouldn't stop, wouldn't negotiate, wouldn't acknowledge the concept of surrender. The animals harried them back to their ship, pursued them through the breach, and didn't relent until the pirate vessel detached and jumped to hyperspace. When station security finally arrived, they found William standing in the corridor, surrounded by a menagerie of Earth creatures. All sat calmly around Melissa, who was petting the honey badger like it was a house cat. Administrator Krell approached cautiously. This isn't possible. How did a child—" "You called us weak," William said, his voice hard. "You see our soft skin and lack of claws and think we're helpless. But you forget something important." He gestured to the animals, to Melissa, to the abandoned weapons scattered across the floor. "We didn't climb to the top of our food chain alone. We brought friends." Melissa opened her eyes. "They're not friends," she corrected gently. "They're family. All of Earth is family. That's what you never understood." The honey badger chittered and nuzzled against her hand. Around the station, other aliens began to reconsider their assessment of humanity. They'd seen the humans in battle before, seen their determination and tactical brilliance. But this was different. This was the revelation that even a human child, seemingly helpless, carried within them the ability to command the loyalty of creatures that knew no fear. Later, as William prepared his ship for departure, Melissa sat in the co-pilot's chair. "Where'd you learn to do that?" he asked. She shrugged. "My grandmother taught me. She said humans have always spoken with animals. We just forgot how to listen for their replies." "But they never forgot us," William shook his head in wonder. "The galaxy's going to have to rewrite their threat assessments." "Maybe," Melissa said, watching the honey badger curl up in a supply crate, already preparing for the journey ahead. "Or maybe they'll just learn to be more careful about who they call helpless." As the ship pulled away from the station, Administrator Krell updated his report. Under the section marked Human Threat Assessment, he deleted everything and wrote simply, "Insufficient data. Recommend extreme caution." It was perhaps the first truly wise decision he'd ever made.